here we are, music nicey, just nice and calm this morning. Louise Bennett Coverley, affectionately known as Miss Lou, remains a household name in Jamaica, a living legend and a cultural icon. Joining us this morning to discuss this is one of Jamaica's amazing storytellers and poets, is orator and author, storyteller Amina Blackwood Meeks, as well as, I was about to say mini Miss Lou because, I mean, that's exactly what she looks like. Mini cultural icon in the making, Courtney Greaves. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, madam.
Morning, miss. How are you doing?
So, I am doing good enough. I'm going to start with you. As a storyteller, what kind of relationship have you formed with Miss Lou's works and what she's been like? What has she been like to you?
First of all, I've been so honored to have known Miss Lou personally, to have sat and enjoyed her pudding and her lemonade, which somehow she always seemed to have, to have enjoyed her generosity of spirit, her kindness, not in the sense of giving you a cup of coffee, but her kindness in sharing with you her own journey and wanting to see others achieve.
And now that we have all of her poetry, or what we know to be all of her poetry, and it survives and it keeps going, everybody knows the poetry, but what else is there to know about her outside of
There
that?
is so much more to know about Miss Lou. My own concern is that our icons, our public figures, our heroes are usually taught as them born, them dead, we bury them, and in between. And I am very concerned in this day and age that our young people understand the value of a relationship with your family and how important that is to what you might become. When little Miss Lou, not this one,
Not this little Miss Lou.
wrote her first poem, I think it was her first poem, and took it home to her mother, who was a dressmaker, because seamstress never born yet, and showed it to her mother to say, you think I can write? Her mother's response was, if you can write as well as I can sew, you're going to be a great poet.
Oh, wow.
Imagine that level of confidence in your own being as a dressmaker, and to use that to say to your own child, this is the standard to which you should aspire. Or when Miss Lou asked her mother about hair, and her mother said, bad hair. I don't know nothing
No
name
such
bad
thing.
hair. Bad behaving sometimes, but not bad hair. So that kind of groundation. Sometimes we forget that we did little and we fall down and we bruise we knee and we did need somebody to pick us up and to say, you can do it.
So
and
she was
our
a staunch
children,
believer in family life.
look here, as far as I know, Miss Lou's mother was the real Nancy. In the sense of how she could take her hand, make fashion, strategize about where you ought to go and how to get there. When the Gleaner Company
Yes, tell us about that.
wouldn't publish Miss Lou poem, and Miss Lou got invited to a dinner party. And she asked her Nancy mother how much she must charge. Her mother said, come back and tell me who's going to be at the party.
Aye.
And I'll tell you what to do. And what you must do when she come back and tell her is ask them, because somebody from the Gleaner was
Must
going
know.
to be at the
Aye.
dinner party,
There you go.
is to ask them to publish your poems. So a sense of something which is greater than money that is exchanged, she also learned in that setting.
So she was a businesswoman, she was a believer in family life, and of course...
Smart and centered in her church, centered in her spirituality and understanding that since she was a child, and incidentally, there is going to be a 100 days of celebration for Louise Bennett, being spearheaded by the Ministry of Culture, Gender, Entertainment and Sport,
Wow.
which will begin on the 1st of September and will go until the 10th of December, and the church service will be where she was churched, at Coke Methodist, right across from the Ward Theatre, which was also an important part of her upbringing as a young performer.
Fantastic. Speaking of young performers, Courtney, I noticed that you have such an attachment to Miss Lou and you won so many medals in the festivals. Tell us a little bit about why you chose to emulate, why you chose to follow in the footsteps of this wonderful lady.
She inspires and influences me to speak about our culture wherever I go, like a rapture.
All right. Hey. Do you write?
Yes, I do.
Really? So have you performed any of your own poems?
I have.
And have you won anything for your poems?
Yes, I have.
So you're really mini Miss Lou. What is your favorite Miss Lou poem? Do you have a favorite?
Yes.
Okay, which one is it?
Bun and cheese is the funniest one I ever met.
That's the funniest one for you. Why?
Because everything that is in there is just bun and cheese. But I don't like how in that story they're talking about Matty in a bad kind of way.
Okay. So when you perform, do you try to be like Miss Lou?
Yes, I do.
Definitely. Anybody ever tell you that you look like her?
Yes.
It's a huge compliment, trust me. Let's get right back to discussing that 100 days of celebration.
I want to say this though, whatever children love will live forever.
True.
And so we have to give them the right things to love. I was with a group of children some years ago on a field trip to Louise Bennett Garden Theatre. We think they know what that means. No, they don't. One little girl sit down and she'll work out how much bus she could have taken to come back to Miss Lou Garden Theatre by herself. Cause imagine when I go home and I tell my friends, them say, I did sit down into Miss Lou Garden. In her head, as in the heads of many children, is Miss Lou make that garden up there.
Yeah.
That is why it named Miss Lou Garden Theatre. And our children love her and they want to possess her. And there is so much about her that we can teach them to grow into, not being her, but being themselves, inspired, as Courtney is.
I think that is the best segue we can take to get into a little performance from Courtney this morning. Are you ready?
Yes, I am.
All right, let's go.
Classy Bandana by Courtney Greaves. Amina! You know September, Miss Logaton 100! Everybody I go wear them bandana. Even Miss Bungie Follows. Them I go wear this, and now wear that. Every time me think about her, water come on me eye. You proud for wear your bandana? Me proud for wear me classy bandana. North Jamaica people me miss. Me not tell you no lie. But when me remember sweet, sweet Louise, water come on me eye. Oh, come back, Louise, come back, girl. Water come on me eye. Come back, Louise, come back, girl. Me not tell you goodbye. Me can't tell you goodbye. We bandana full of class.
That's right. Good job. Awesome. And that's all yours. You wrote that
Yes, I did.
by yourself?
Yes,
Even in singing part?
yes, I did.
Pick up yourself.
Courtney has had a long association with Louise Bennett. She was at the launch, the original launch of the Louise Bennett dolls when she was yay big.
Oh, wow. That's
And she has really
fantastic.
maintained that interest.
And I think she'll keep going. Thank you so much for stepping in,
you.
and thank you so much for sharing your talent with us, darling, and keep going. Don't stop. You got this. We have 100 days of celebration beginning.
The 1st of September, I think is the first Sunday is the 1st. That's when the church service is going to be at Coke Methodist, where Miss Lou grew up as a child, and was churched when she was buried.
Courtney's age.
Yes.
And
yes,
where she
yes.
was buried. And
Yeah.
of course, we can get more information.
Through the Ministry of Gender, and it will culminate on the 10th of December, which is also Human Rights Day. So we will see what comes out of that and Miss Lou's life and celebration.
Thank you so
that
very
that
much.
inform our own pursuit of our rights.
Thank you so much, ladies. Amina Blackwood Meeks, orator, author, and storyteller, as well as Courtney Greaves, mini cultural icon in the making. Coming up next, we're going to put the spotlight on Arts Immersion Camp in rural Jamaica. Stick around. More on Smile after the break.